Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. Today is another Monday sit-down vlog. A lot has happened last week, especially yesterday, because yesterday was local yarn store day. For this vlog, what's going to happen is we're going to start off by going over everything that I did last week, what I'm going to do this week, and then we're going to end the vlog, or I guess the last act of the vlog is going to be all about local yarn store day, which was yesterday, April the 25th. I went to a few shops and I bought a few things that will also kind of relate to my future projects that I want to do, which is what I usually do at the end of the vlog. If you are new to my channel and you like crocheting and knitting and yarn, sometimes thrifting, the 80s, this vibe, why not hit the subscribe button? If you subscribe to my channel, then you will be up to date to all of my latest projects and videos. Also, I do want to say that I did reach my 75,000 follower goal, so thank y'all so much for following me. I really appreciate it. I have 25,000 more to go before I get to the 100,000. Maybe this year will be the year, maybe? But thank you so much for following me along my crochet journey. Let's start off with what I did last week. So last week, I decided to fix some old projects. This video is out if you are interested in watching what I did with them. This was probably my favorite out of both of them. I do like what I did with the sweater, but I feel like with the sweater or the cardigan, it didn't really change the shape. It didn't really change anything about it. It just fits better, and I think it looks nicer now. But this one here, I basically changed the whole structure of the bag. Originally, the bag, it was fine at the time, but it didn't really have the structure that I wanted, because this is the structure that I wanted. Did have to take it apart. I accidentally cut it and I had to recrochet it, and then I had to rewatch my past video to know what I did because I forgot. They're just double crochets. And then I added this really pretty, I think it's like a chartreuse green to it. It looks sometimes yellow, looks sometimes green. I think it looks really pretty, and I absolutely love how this bag came out. Now, I don't think I'm going to be putting a lining in here. If this was a bag that I knew for sure that I was going to be using all the time, then I probably would put a lining in, and I probably would put some type of lining underneath the handles just to give it a little bit more stability and so it doesn't stretch out. I did do ribbing on the handles, and I feel like it might not stretch out, because the last one I did them double crochets and I went across like this, and those things stretched out so much. So that was one of the things that I knew that I really had to fix on the old project. I originally made this back in 2022, so it's been some time. It is now 2026. I don't want to say collecting dust, but technically, yes, it was collecting dust because I wasn't using it, because I wasn't happy with how it looked nor the function of it. But now this bag, I want to bring with me everywhere. And then last week I did finally catch up with my March temperature scarf. I've not caught up with April, and I know it's almost the end of April. I don't know why I haven't really been working on this. I think I'm just tired of temperature scarves. I also kind of wish I didn't knit it, because weaving in the ends is like a literal nightmare, and I hate it. I hate every second of it. I didn't think weaving in ends would be as difficult as it is, because that's what they look like. I don't like it. I have to commit now. I mean, I could redo it, but no, I'm committing to this. For March, it started off really cold. This is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, this is 60. It currently is April the 19th. So I'm really far behind. Honestly, April went by really fast. I thought I had more time. This is April. April, we got some 70s this week, so I'll be able to use that color soon. Yeah, I'm just gonna catch up on this today, because the other project that I want to work on for this week is still in the camper, and I haven't really matched up the yarn yet, because I need to get black yarn for the project, and I know I have some, but I need to like match it up because I don't have the original one. So I thought it would just be easier to knit some stuff like this. These are my little needle stoppers. They were actually the first ones I ever got before I even started getting into knitting. I thought they were just so cute. So I did finish March, but now it's the end of April, so I still got to do April now. And I was starting to just like keep cutting like I was doing, and then I'm like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. So I decided to kind of like start just pulling them up, kind of like that. And then I think I'm going to do a border of some sort. I might crochet a border, depending on how my knitting skills is in January when this is done, right? I mean, if I can knit a border by then maybe I'll do that. But I can't keep weaving in ends. Was able to finish March, and I got to start working on April soon. And then I went to, I believe it's called Pretty Potions. I'll put a photo here. And they do a local craft night every third Tuesday of the month. And it's not just yarn related. You can do whatever crafts you want. I think some people were drawing on their iPad. Some people were using a glue gun for something, needlepoint, obviously crocheting and knitting was happening. Whatever craft you want, and it's like a free event. So like that's nice. I'm really trying my best to like get out of my comfort zone and like go to places, because for me, like I can just stay at home and just crochet and watch TV all day. Like I don't technically need to leave the house. Like leaving the house and like talking to other people apparently is good for you. I'm just a loner sometimes, all the time with my cats. But I do want to like get out there more this summer and like do more things. Last week when I was doing my other Monday vlog, I was talking about other projects that I did want to fix. And one of them was this. So if you watch my vlog, you probably saw this. And then if you watch my fixing video, you were probably like, what happened with that? I just didn't feel like it. Also, I remember that if I had to take things apart, because I did have to take it apart a few times to fix things like while I was working on it, I just remember this yarn being super, super difficult to like take apart. And I just wasn't in the mindset to have to deal with that last week. So I didn't do it. Maybe I'll do it in the future. Maybe I won't. I do want the ribbing to be longer. I also have to find the yarn. And I don't know how much of it I have. I still would like to fix the bottom of this. So maybe this will be one of those videos that I do another fixing of projects, because I'm sure there's more sweaters that I really want to fix. Now that I know that new collar technique that I really like, probably end up doing another fixing project eventually. I really like doing those types of videos because then it gets me actually fixing these projects and not being like, oh, I'll do it later, because later never comes until I have to film it, and then I end up doing it. Also, last week I was talking about my Tunisian crochet set that I got and how I needed to get the cables, and then I was talking about the stoppers that go at the ends. Well, they finally came in. They literally came in on the Monday. This is the box that they came in, and it came with 2. I technically didn't need 2, but I'm like, let's get 2 in case one breaks or I lose one. I mean, it kind of works out because I did buy 2 cables, and because I bought the 2 cables, I just put the ends on the cables already. They're always going to be on there. I never have to take them off unless I get another cable, but I really don't think I need another cable. I don't think I'm ever going to make anything really, really big with my Tunisian crochet hooks. I do have some projects that I want to do, but they are not blanket projects. So the sizes that I got, and I don't think I mentioned this last week, I apologize. This one was 100 centimeters and the other one was a 60 centimeter. I might eventually go back and buy some more sizes just so I have all of them. So this is the little end on it, and then that way I can put my crochet hook on this side, which I did bring, I believe. I kind of wish there was a spot in here to put them. These are Addy clicks, and they're really weird because my Chow Goo ones, there's like an actual like little screw thread that you can screw in and then you can tighten. But these ones, I'm trying to figure out how they go in. I think they go in and then you turn. So that's what it kind of looks like. And then at the very end is this little, it's a little heart, which I mean, is cute. I'm not gonna lie, it is cute. The ones that come with the Chow Goo ones that I have are like little white bricks. So like a little heart is cute. It is really interesting actually like seeing this because I have not put these together yet. They are kind of like squiggly, whereas my Chow Goo ones are nice and flat. But the Chow Goo ones, they kind of hurt my hands when I was using them because they were very, very, very light. They were made out of bamboo, and I like a heavy crochet hook. I am so used to having like a heavy crochet hook. So this one isn't bad. Again, this is the Addy Click Tunisian crochet set, and the reason why I bought them is it's a tapered round hook, which I absolutely love my rounded hooks. I like my tapered hooks. I'm not a fan of inline, and the only Tunisian crochet hooks that like I've gotten were inline, and that was a little annoying. Still want to do a review on Tunisian crochet hooks. I actually bought a bunch of them. Well, I've collected them over the years. It's not like I just went out and bought all of them. And maybe I'll do a review now that I have this one too, what I like and what I don't like. And like if you're interested in buying Tunisian crochet hooks, you kind of know what you're getting into, like the weight and how they feel and everything like that. So this is something that I am very interested in working on. I am very excited to start a project. I'm kind of worried a little bit, only because the Tunisian crochet hooks that I normally have, the cable, because they're from Chagu, I use the swivel one, and I love the swivel, whereas this one's a fixed. If anyone out there knows if Addie has swivel cables, please let me know, because I did ask when I bought this one, and she told me no, they don't exist. But if they do exist, let me know. What I was really kind of interested to hear about these is I personally have only thought of these as ends for Tunisian crochet. I didn't really think about the knitting aspect. I did get a lot of comments in my last vlog of you guys saying that you like these for your cables because a lot of times, well, you don't really want to work on this project, so you'll take your needles off to use for a different project, but you don't want to take your work off the cable, so then you put these stoppers on the end, which makes so much sense. So that brings me back to, it doesn't make any sense why that shop wouldn't sell these. And don't get me wrong, the shop is very nice. The lady working there was very friendly. I really like the store. There's a lot of great products in that store, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't have had like stoppers like these. Maybe not a lot of people buy them, but from my comments, it seems like a lot of people do buy these. Okay, on to this week's project. This week, I've finally gotten back to working on the garden cardigan. That kind of rhymes. I am going to be 100% honest. It is going by so much faster than I thought. Okay, the only reason why I did those projects last week of me fixing projects is because I thought that this was going to take a lot longer than it is. And it really isn't. But I also am very glad that I did get those projects done. I am very happy that I got those projects done, but I didn't realize this isn't taking that long. Last night, I was able to get both of the front pieces done, and then today I'm going to be finishing the back piece because this is going to go, I don't know if it's going to go like this or like this, but it will fold like this. Okay, so it's like going to fold in the front. I really, really hope it is the right size. I'm kind of worried that it might be a little small. And by small, I mean like it fits me. I like things just a little bit baggier because I did do a large for this, and I also did a large last year for the vest, and I feel like the vest could have been a little bit more baggier because again, I had to fix it because I didn't really like the fit of it. And now I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's because I should have picked a bigger size. It also could be the yarn, but I did make my birthday cardigan with the same yarn, and I think a half double crochet, and I love how it fits, but the birthday cardigan is slightly bigger than this. And I thought that when I made was a little more oversized than I thought. It could have been taken in slightly, and this is technically slightly smaller than that, so I'm kind of hoping it works out. But I also could make the ribbing a lot thicker if I need to. I also need to wind up more of this blue yarn. This is how much left I have of my second skein. I think I'm good for the green, I think I'm good for the pink, but I think I'm gonna have to wind up another blue today, so that's gonna be happening. So my goal this week is to get this one done. It is Sunday at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I probably could get this whole thing done today. Like at least this piece done today, and then tomorrow I can start the sleeves. But the sleeves, it's just like the math and like how, like I'm gonna have to do some measuring and like figure that out. So not really looking forward to that. It is not taking me as long as I thought to do it, so that's good. I can hopefully get a few wears out of it before it gets too hot out, because I don't like the heat. Another thing that I would like to do this week is maybe do a little spring cleaning in here, mainly reorganize my yarns again. Now, I know I have a really good yarn organizational system with like the bins and the buckets. It's very helpful, especially when I'm looking for certain yarns. I know where I'm looking. The problem is when I'm done a project, I don't necessarily put things away. And so then they just kind of pile up into a bunch of different piles and bags all over the place. I need to organize that. I also need to make a trip to my storage unit to put away all of like my Christmas sweaters and all of my wintry sweaters that I know for a fact like I'm not going to be using for a while now that it is spring out. It's kind of weird to think it's spring out because I felt like it was winter for so long, even though it's been spring for like well over a month now. So I would like to do a little bit of organizing now that it is nice in here. I've been kind of waiting for the nicer weather, and like I know I could have like turned the heat on, but the problem with the heat is it's very, 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 very loud, and even with my mic, it's still very loud, which is the whole reason why I bought the mics to you know, to muffle out the loudness of the heater. But I have figured audio levels, so maybe I had to do something with that. Anyways, I digress. I do want to do some organizing later on in this week, so then that way I can put out that video next week, which will give me time to work on the next crochet project that I have been dying to do for well over a year now. I know I mentioned that there's a project that I really want to do, and we will get into that after local yarn store day because I bought yarn for it from local yarn store day. Now, local yarn store day, if you haven't heard of it, it happens once a year. I believe it is the last Saturday of April. Small like independent yarn shops will have events going on this day. They'll have like goodies and contests, and there'll be like yarn on sale. I know my favorite yarn store, Central Purl, had 20% off everything in their shop, and I did post about it on my Instagram. It did happen yesterday, so I'm sorry if you're just finding this out now, but I have been talking about it and posting about it for like a month now, on like here and on my Instagram, but there's always next year. Normally my sister does come with me. It's a whole day thing. We go to like 5, 6 yarn shops depending on like the timing, because yarn shops close around like 4 or 5. My sister loves it more than I do. Unfortunately, a work thing came up and she was not able to go. I feel really bad for her, but there are some things during the summer that we are gonna plan on going to, so hopefully that all works out for her. My dad ended up taking me to a few places yesterday because we take like the back roads, the scenic roads. We don't just like take the highway there and back because that's kind of boring. So the 3 stores I went to for local yarn store day was Central Purl, the Little Red Mitten, and the Thoughtful Artisan. I decided to drive myself to Central Purl in the morning when the shop opened at 10 a.m. I wasn't too sure how busy it was, so I did make an online order the day before because there was something that I absolutely needed and I have been waiting for a while. I also ended up buying some yarn because I wasn't really thinking about this project right away, but how fast my current project is going, I'm like, I probably should get the yarn today since the yarn was 20% off. And the yarn that I was thinking about using was a little bit more pricier than I typically use, but I really wanted to use this yarn for the certain project that I want to do. So I ended up buying some yarn as well while I was there. She had a contest going on and she had like water and free cookies. She even like gave me like a little goodie bag. I think it was like for the first so many customers, you got like a little goodie bag of crochet and knitting things, which is so exciting, and I will talk about that in a minute. Her shop is amazing, and I think Stephanie did such a great job on hosting local yarn store day. She pulls out all the stops and she takes the time to like care about her store and about her customers, and that is one of the many reasons why I love Central Purl so much. At midnight on the 25th, she had already started her 20% discount. So then that way you could make your order and then she can get it ready in the morning. And then if you visited the store during the day or like whenever you wanted to go, say you were gone that day, you could still get the discount and go pick it up. I went in the morning to pick up my order plus buy some yarn. And then I also did pick up my sister's order because again, she wasn't able to make it. So I got her order as well. I finally bit the bullet. I bought the ChiaoGoo shorties. And if you know these, then you know how gosh darn expensive they are. I don't know if I even want to tell you how expensive they are is how expensive they are. But my thing is I'm really getting into knitting. And because I'm getting into knitting, I kind of need all the things. And for me, knitting is a very expensive hobby because for crocheting, well, I only need my one hook. The one hook that I have was about a little bit like about $100, but it comes with all the sizes from a 3 to a 7. So like a 3, 3.5, 4. So my one hook can do everything for me. I don't need anything else technically. And I think I got a comment one time being like, well, no, actually you need more things for crochet than knitting. Knitting, you need all the different sizes, plus all the cables that go with them, plus all the different size of cables, plus the different size of knitting needles. You need so much more for knitting. And I feel like knitting is so much more expensive because with crocheting, you could just go to Michael's and buy some cheap crochet hooks for under $50. And I guess you could do the same thing for knitting, but I just feel like there's so much stuff that you have to buy for knitting. Anyways, these were originally like $198. But because of the 20% discount, they went down to like $150 or something like that. And then with taxes, it was like $170 for these. And I know that is a lot of money, but ChiaoGoo is my knitting needle of choice. So let's open these up. What do I even get? You get a lot of stuff with here. I will admit though, ChiaoGoo, you gotta like up your packaging game. You do get a lot, okay? So first off, these are the shorties. The shorties come in a 3-inch tip and a 2-inch tip. So I have my 3s and I have my 2s. I had to buy a 6 and a 6.5 millimeter shorties in I think they were a 3-inch, and they're like $18 each. I get 3.5, a 3.75, a 4, a 4.5, and a 5 millimeter needles in the 3-inch and the 2-inch. See, they're little shorties. I think, is that the 2s? Yes. And these are the 3s. And I already have like the 6 and the 6.5. So I was kind of freaking out yesterday. I'm like, oh, but I already have those. Why would I buy this kit if I already have them already? It's the US numbers that freaked me out because it says like a US 6, but that's a 4 millimeter. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got all these needles, which means I don't have to buy these needles ever again. Like, I really don't think that I am ever going to switch knitting needles. I think ChiaoGoo are my needles. Unless like a company wants to reach out and be like, hey, try our needles. Then sure. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy new needles because I'm set for life now. And then I also get like 3 cables in here. I get a 13 centimeter, a 15 centimeter, and a 20 centimeter. They are Twist X Flex cables, small. Well, look at that. ChiaoGoo gave me stoppers. Those little white things are the stoppers that would go at the end of the cable if I were to take my knitted needles out. Ooh, and those are kind of pretty. It looks like some like glass. They look like glass, but they could be plastic. Glass little stitch or you know, like the little stitch markers. This little rubber thing, which I guess is to tighten, and some T-pins. ChiaoGoo gives you a little, like a gauge swatch. You get a lot for your money. So even though it was expensive, I did wait for it to go on sale, and I'm set. I don't need to buy more. Because like sometimes with crochet hooks, it's like, oh, well, I would like to buy a new crochet hook because I want a new crochet hook. You know, they're pretty, especially my BWAs. I love them so much. I have like 4 of them because I love them so much. Crochet hooks are like pretty where I feel like knitting needles are more functional. You know, I don't need to buy new knitting needles because I think they're pretty, even though there are very pretty knitting needles out there, okay? Knit Pro zinc ones, they're so pretty. Like the colors, I was so tempted to get them, but then I'm like, wait a minute, then I gotta buy all new cables. Where these can go with all the cables that I already have. Then I ended up buying some yarn, and these yarn colors will probably shock you because they are not my yarn colors. I ended up getting these here. They are the Barocco Modern Cotton DK. And I got them in these 3 colors. Does it tell me the color or does it just tell me the lot die? I hate it when it just tells me the lot die and not the color. Okay, I will have to look up the colors. Okay, so the colors that I got are Sandy Point, Waterman Pond, Little Compton, Bristol. Now, the reason why I bought these colors is I think I look good in blue. Like, I don't know, I think blue looks good on me. And same with purple. There's a little bit of purple in here. And I don't really buy these colors a lot, and I should. Like, they're very pretty, but you know me, I'm always with my browns and my oranges and my reds, my yellows. I really want to do a project with this. This yarn was also $15.99. So it is a very expensive yarn, but it was all 20% off, and that is why I bought it. I have made one project with this yarn before, and that was with my Morpho butterfly top by Lemon Ephemera, and I really liked how the yarn worked up. I think it drapes beautifully. The only really reason why I never used it again is because of the price. With the discount, yes. We will get into why I want to use that yarn, because that is the yarn that I want to use for a project, and when I am done with my little local yarn shop segment in this vlog, I will get into why I bought those colors. And then I got this. This was a free gift with purchase for local yarn store day. So let's open this up. It's like a little goodie bag that you would get at a birthday party as a child, which again, I love. First off, I got this little hank of yarn. It's very, very pretty. Then I got a little pair of scissors. I didn't really even look at this. I came home and then like, I was so tired. I didn't even go through my things. Just a little pair of scissors, which is perfect because I'm always losing my scissors. A pen. I am going to keep this pen in here because the amount of times that I'm like, where's a pen in here and I don't have one? A yarn needle. Always handy to have yarn needles. I'm always losing them. A little notebook, which I think I also might keep in here to write down notes with the pen, right? And it's yellow, and I love yellow. So we're gonna keep that. Back there is where I keep all the things that I need all the time, so I'm not looking all over the place. Like I'll keep my little brush, I'll keep some scissors, I'll keep some like filming stuff back there. So back there, there's a ledge back there that is like lower than the couch, so I keep all the stuff that I don't wanna lose back there. And then I also got a few of these fun little stitch markers. And then of course, a little central Purl sticker, and these stickers are so nice. And this is a good size. I gotta maybe put it on my one water bottle. Oh, I don't even think I even put one of these on my other water bottle. I have like a crochet water bottle, and I don't think I put this sticker on there yet. And I have a few of her stickers. But yeah, cute little sticker. And then of course the bag. I love this. I love this bag. I don't know why this bag is giving me 80s vibes. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that works out for me. That was everything from Stephanie's. So now let's go over what I got at the Little Red Mitten. This was in St. Thomas, Ontario. I think like the train capital of Canada or something like that. I also had to visit Jumbo the elephant because of course I did. Me and my sister took a photo there when we were children in front of the elephant. I'm not too sure where it is, but I had to see the elephant.
I am not leaving without my elephant.
This shop here, I've only went to once before. That was last local yarn store day. I really like this shop. It's like in an old house and there's so many like rooms to explore in. They had a lot of really great yarns and products there. There was a few things that I was eyeing, but I'm like, I don't need them today, but it's good to know that they are somewhere where I can get them if I need to get them. Hopefully I can go again before next year's local yarn store day. First off, I bought this yarn. Another blue yarn. I know, what is going on with me right now? But I bought this blue yarn here, and if you are a fan of the Toronto Blue Jays, then you might have heard about this. This is by Briggs Little, and they are a Canadian company out of New Brunswick. This is called Jays Blue. Briggs & Little have come out with a Blue Jays color for their yarn, and it's this beautiful blue color. I think this blue looks so good. I think they also have like a thinner yarn, but I only saw this chunky yarn there. I'm also pretty sure Central Purl sells this, but she keeps selling out of it. When it comes to like baseball, I used to love playing baseball. Like, I love playing baseball. Watching it, I never really got into it until like last year during the playoffs, because like it's the only Canadian team in Major League Baseball. And so we ended up watching those 2 games. They unfortunately lost, but like I've never watched a game before and it was so stressful. Like, they played really well. Like, it was so stressful. And I would like to get into like watching more baseball games, especially like if I'm like crocheting or something. So it's like on in the background, but I'm like also kind of paying attention to it. Keep forgetting when it's on. I think my friend Danny would absolutely love this. She is a very big Blue Jays fan, and I think she would absolutely die for this yarn. It is a 2-ply, 100% pure wool, and there's about 113 grams in this, and it's like their heritage collection. There's still straw and hay. I don't know if you can see it, but there's still straw and hay in here. It's like $9, which is, I thought it was going to be more expensive because it's a specialty color and the way that the yarn is. I just really like this color and I think it's so fun. So what I'm kind of thinking is, because of how chunky it is, I think I want to make like some cup cozies with it. So I think I might make a cup cozy for my friend Danny. So Danny, if you're watching, I'm going to make you a cup cozy with this yarn because I know how much you love the Blue Jays. This being the official Blue Jays color yarn, I'm definitely going to be making you a cup cozy. Also, again, I love birds. I don't know what it is. Do you just turn 30 and you just love birds? And I think it's quite apparent that I love birds. Again, the Blue Jays are birds. And then I did find something that I didn't really necessarily need, and I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I absolutely had to buy it. Elephant buttons. I was in St. Thomas with the whole history of the elephant. They were 55 cents each. So yes, I was gonna buy it. I think I bought 8 buttons. They're so cute. They almost feel like they're for like a little baby jacket. I saw these and I'm like, these would be so cute if I ever decide to make like a nice knitted cardigan that I need little tiny buttons for. So if you did watch my last video of me making those fixes to my crochet projects, I said that I was looking for a button and I haven't found any yet. I was looking on Amazon, didn't find any. And then I did look at the stores that I went to, and of course I didn't find any. But I did find these cute little ones, and the Little Red Mitten has the cutest buttons. I know I had to look there for buttons, and although I didn't find the buttons I was looking for, I did find some cute ones. And the last store is actually a new store to me, and that is the Thoughtful Artisan in Woodstock, Ontario. Never been to this store. It was a very cute store, very lovely. It had a lot of really good products in there. I saw some yarns that I haven't seen other places. So like, again, it's kind of nice knowing that if I need this type of yarn, I can, take the time, visit the store and get what I need, because I'm someone who likes to buy my yarn in person so I can really see what these colors look like. And they actually did have a trunk show in the back by the Blue Brick hand-dyed yarns. And there was some really, really lovely yarns there. I know my sister would have loved these yarns if she could have went and seen them. There were some really pretty yarns that I really liked. The price of them were just a little high, and I had already kind of like spent my yarn budget for the day. I did follow them on Instagram, so if I ever think of a project that I would like to use these yarns for, I know that like I can reach out and get the yarn. So like that's great. I would definitely visit this store again. Now this one here, I didn't actually buy any yarn at because I bought enough yarn for the day, but I did end up buying another thing of scissors. I know, even though I got free pair of scissors at Stephanie's, I didn't really know what was in the bag. I didn't really look at it until I got home, like after the whole day had went. Ended up buying another pair of scissors. I lose them too much to not own multiple pairs. These ones were $12, which I loved the pouch they came in. Like, this little pouch is the reason why I bought it, and they are Knit Pro. I'm just like, oh, I need to cut this off. If only I had scissors to do it. If I unzipped it, I would have scissors. Oh, these are neat. Look at them. They almost look like little opera glasses. How do they open? I don't want to like cut myself. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Look at those. Those are, I feel like, perfect traveling scissors. Not that I travel, but if I were to travel. They are the Knit Pro Rose Gold scissors. And then how do you put them back? You fold them. Okay, that's, okay. So when you fold them in, they go into this little space here. So it's not like the scissors are going to be poking out. See how there's like that top on there? it hides it in there so that way you can fold it and then you can take it out. And which way does it go? All the way? There we go. Oof. They seem a little dangerous, so I gotta, you know, be careful when I use these. But they go like that, and then they go back, and they go into their little cubbies, and then they close back up. And there we go. And then I forgot to mention that I got these cute little needle stoppers at the Thoughtful Artisan as a free gift with purchase. The other reason why I wanted to go to the Thoughtful Artisan is because they are part of the yarn crawl. These here are little passports. So my sister's the one who told me about these. They were $5 each. So I bought me one. I bought her one because she wasn't able to go. She wanted me to get it, and it is a yarn crawl passport book. When you visit these shops, they will stamp them. So from May 15th to June 30th, visit the shops. This is a self-direct adventure. Take your time, follow your own path, and enjoy the journey at your own pace. At each shop, collect stamps in your passport for your chance to win exciting prizes. The more shops you visit, the more chances you have to win. And with this, you get special deals. I know you're like $5 and then you got to spend money just for a stamp. You get special deals with your purchases. Each shop has their own discount. Some have 10% off your purchase. Some have 15% off. One of the shops has you get a free mini skein with purchase. Like what I like about this is that this gets me to go to different yarn shops that I have never been to. Only one that I went to was the Thoughtful Artisan, and that was the first time yesterday to get the passport books. The yarn stores that are participating are the Itty Bitty Yarn Co., the Thoughtful Artisan, the Yarn Bar Cafe, Songbird Yarn and Fibers, Canadian Yarns by McPherson, Country Yarns, and Heaven is Handmade. And they're all in like the Southern Ontario kind of area. So what me and my sister were thinking about is we're going to do like 2 trips. Like we'll visit some of the shops and then the next trip we'll visit other shops. And it's not really like a big rush to do it either. Not like local yarn store day where you kind of have to do it all in one day. We're going to take our time with this and it's just going to be like a fun little yarn adventure this summer, spring, summer, probably mostly in spring because it starts in May. So that is everything that I got for local yarn store day. And now we're going to get into my projects that I am very excited to work on. Well, it's actually just one project that I'm very excited to work on it. I think I've been kind of hyping this up in my last vlog and this vlog, but I ended up getting this book here. Lindsay sent this to me. It is her Tunisian Crochet Wardrobe book. I am just so excited to do some projects. This is officially available. I will be putting a link in the description below if you would like to order this. The book is beautifully made. It is so nice. The pages are like this really nice soft paper, really nice soft paper. And what I like about this type of paper is it is not glossy. I don't know if anybody else had this problem, but in high school, you know when there would be like the top lights, like the very bright fluorescent lights in every classroom, and you would have to open a textbook and it would be glossy. I had such a hard time reading those books because the lights would reflect off of them and it would give a glare and I would get a migraine and like I could not read the books. I would have to like hold them up at a weird angle in order to like follow the lesson because I could not see what was on the page. This one, it is nice, it is soft, it is not glaring at you, which I really appreciate. There was a project in here that I really want to do. Where is it? I mentioned this in my last vlog. There it is. It is the Trails tee. I want to make this, and this is Tunisian crochet. So now I have my hooks, now I have my cables, now I have my stoppers to the cables. I can make this because now I also have my yarn. Now I know you'll probably see this and be like, Michelle, like this is your colors. Why aren't you making this? I wanted to do something different. That is why I bought these yarns. I don't know the order they're going to go in yet. I'm going to think about that. Again, they are the Barocco Modern Idike cotton, and it is 60% Prima cotton and 40% modal rayon. And you get 100 grams, which is 335 yards and 306 meters. Because it is a striped pattern, I would really love to make like a brown, orange, yellow, cream colored one. Here's the thing. A lot of times I'll get so excited for a project, I'll pick my favorite colors, and then I do it, and then I'm like, I don't like it, and I don't want to make it again. this is kind of what I'm thinking. I have been wanting to make this pattern for so long. So my thing is, if I buy different colors that I normally don't buy, such as the blues, and I make it, and maybe I'm not 100% happy with the yarn, with how it drapes, with how it looks, then I can figure out where I went wrong, what I should do better, and then buy the browns, the oranges, the yellows, and those colors, and remake it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But if this turns out really pretty, then like, I'll probably make it again in more colors, but this is kind of like a test. Because I don't do a lot of Tunisian crochet projects. I've only made a handful. So I kind of want to see how this goes before I spend money on yarn that I really like, because it would upset me too much if I had to take it apart and I really liked it. Don't get me wrong, I think these colors are really pretty, and I am trying to get out of my comfort zone and trying new colors. So this is kind of why I bought these. So one, it's kind of like a test, but if it works out, then great, and I love it. And if it doesn't work out, then I know what to do for the future, and I'll make another one with other colors. Once I am done the flower garden cardigan, I'm going to be starting that project. Okay, I think that is it for this vlog. It was a very long vlog. I say it's a very long vlog, and then I go to edit it and it's like 20 minutes. I'm like, what the heck happened? But I think this one's probably going to be a 40 minute vlog, which y'all love the longer vlogs. I will keep doing them. I'm also thinking about maybe making my normal Saturday videos a little bit longer. Y'all like the longer videos, so let's just keep doing that then. In the comments below, please let me know what projects you're going to be working on this week, or maybe what projects you finished last week. I love reading your comments and seeing what everybody is working on. I think that does it for this video, so y'all have a good day now.